So guys, for years, I did not think this day would come. I'm a bit skeptical because I was one of the OGs on TikTok. I was in the early days, not when it was Byte Dance or whatever it's called, but I had a pretty big following on TikTok. And I remember in 2020 when they also were saying they were going to ban TikTok. Now, we may have that day today. I, for one, am devastated, but this also could be hilarious. So the fate of TikTok and its 170 million users hangs in the balance as the Supreme Court decides whether a law banning the app is constitutional or not. The law requires that China, base owner of TikTok, ByteDance, to sell its U.S. operations by January 19th. Lower courts have already upheld the law, with the Supreme Court being the say on the issue. To say that modern women are losing their minds is an understatement. One of the hallmarks of modern women is being addicted to social media, with TikTok being the main app that we waste our time on. These are influencers trying to say that TikTok being banned is an attack on, you guessed it, women's
Influencers aren't out of touch for
rights.
crying about the TikTok ban. You're out of touch for not realizing this is a real industry. You're out of touch for not realizing that
Let me
social media
start
is one
this
about the
over.
TikTok. Influencers aren't out of touch for crying about the TikTok ban. You're out of touch for not realizing this is a real industry. You're out of touch for not realizing that social media is one of the only female dominated spaces where women run this shit. Y'all cry about women's rights and women supporting women. Yet women on this app are the first ones crawling to Reddit to complain about their favorite influencers, ripping them apart in their comments, saying they're so excited that they're gonna have to get real jobs now. You want to support women, and yet you're the first ones to discredit all of the work women do. And let's take a step back for a minute. You also don't realize how many people that are invisible behind the scenes that you don't even realize work at TikTok, work on campaigns, work with agencies, work in advertising, that are about to lose their jobs in an already impossible job market. You don't want to see women have autonomy over their schedules, be able to be the breadwinners of their families, have the freedom to leave really bad situations. Normal consumers and normal people in the job market are struggling to find work because
Now, I am devastated because all the women crying on TikTok make me a lot of money. This is hilarious. However, this is very entertaining.
we're all getting laid off left and right. I know I was. I was laid off twice. Only 1% of your favorite influencers, ones that you built up only to bring back down, are the ones bringing in those $1 million paychecks. You're okay seeing moms that are able to support their kids, leave toxic environments. You built their confidence up. You rallied for their success, losing everything because you don't really want to see them succeed.
Now, the comments section, Aubrey, I built my business on this app. Women really think being TikTokers is like a real business. It's super crazy. But why aren't more people posting on other social media platforms as well? It never made sense to me that influencers only post on TikTok. I can answer that. It's incredibly easy to get a TikTok following. And I can say this from literal experience. So when I first got on TikTok, I was posting bullshit. I had a normal job and I was just posting a bunch of BS. It was really easy. I mean, I would make TikToks replying to comments and they would get views. It was like the easiest thing ever. And when I switched over to YouTube, I had to, now I'm not going to say it's still an influence. It's still media, right? So I erased the hierarchy of jobs, but if it was still up, it would still be bottom of the totem pole, right? But it's just more difficult to convert. So you'll see all these big influencers on TikTok, but that's like the easy app. And I've seen them come and go. I've met a lot of the big influencers in LA. Like I met the D'Amelios years ago, one of the biggest families on TikTok. And while they made so much money that they're all stupid rich, but they've crazy fallen off since then. I get it, but there are a lot of influencers who go and spend a ton of money when in the real world, people with unstable jobs, realistically, what TikTok is, aren't doing that. They're saving. People underestimate influencers and social media so much. It's ridiculous how out of touch they are. The industry has changed. This is a legitimate line of work, yet they pretend it's a fad. Now, can it be a legitimate line of work? Completely. And I've met people that have made careers out of media, but it is unstable. You are not going to be employed like an engineer is going to be employed for life. And you just kind of got to roll with the punches. Okay, now this one was crazy. Exactly. I'm about to lose an income that made me 6 figures in the last 5 months. Now, let's see this amazing content that made her 6 figures in 5 months.
Hair braiding racks are nothing new, but when I saw this on TikTok Shop, I had to grab it up. I'm still learning on braiding my daughter's hair, and listen, I'm not gonna get on here and tell you some crazy story about a stripper or how my man was eating it from the back, but what I will tell you is I 100% notice a difference by day 4. 100%. These are the ingredients. Nothing crazy. You could probably find all this on your own.
This year I did my big one. Next year I'm going bigger. You think you hate me now? I'm about to hurt your feelings.
One thing that this election and a bunch of other things have kind of like taught me in general.
I mean, you tell me.
Again, on my basics journey, another pack. Happy New Year. I'm back with some more plus size reviews, and y'all know I try to be as
6 figures in 5 months? I mean, how was that content?
Influencers aren't out of touch for.
Was it good? Was it okay? So why is TikTok being banned? The Department of Justice says that TikTok being owned by a China-based company means that data and opinions of US citizens are covertly manipulated by Beijing. Department of Justice lawyers argue that the law is justified on national security grounds. TikTok says that it has been unfairly singled out, making the argument that its data collection practices and algorithms are similar to those of the other leading US social media apps. TikTok legal teams say that banning TikTok would be an unprecedented attack on free speech in the United States. While Biden's administration supported and signed the law that included the ban, the administration under President-elect Trump has different ideas. Trump filed a brief with the Supreme Court to delay any ruling until he enters office. He stated that he is confident he can use his business savvy to negotiate deals for TikTok's American operations to be purchased by an American company or a group of investors. While Trump supported banning TikTok in his first term, he has since changed his position, saying that he wants to be its savior this time around. TikTok was perceived as one of the major ways that his campaign appealed to a younger audience in this past election year. Trump's support of TikTok is an uncommon one in Washington, as the laws banning the app receive bipartisan support. The USA government intelligence community overwhelmingly deemed TikTok as a cyber threat to the United States. If you already have TikTok on your phone, it's not going to disappear from your phone on January 19th or 20th. It will, however, very likely disappear from the app stores. This means that users will no longer be able to download the app or updated versions of it. And without the ability to update, the platform won't be able to fix bugs, add features, or address security concerns. Eventually, it may become incompatible with the operating system of certain phones. Over time, the service you get with the application will become worse and worse. So, what is the public saying about the TikTok ban? When polled, 51% of Americans say the US government should try to force the sale of the app, while 46% says no. There is definitely a generational divide on the subject, as only 39% of adults under 30 support the ban. Young women oppose the ban, with 2/3 of women under 30 opposing the ban. So the topic of today's call-in show, do you support the ban and why? And then lastly, oh my gosh, my phone thing's glitching. We're going to watch a couple more TikToks, but we're going to put the Zoom link in the chat and then bring people up. So I want to know, do you support the TikTok ban and why? Please keep it to under like a minute and a half. Please. Okay, let's watch.
I don't think the TikTok ban is actually going to happen. Have I done any research? No. I just feel like it's not going to happen. Like, I don't know why you would like even test Gen Z like that. Like, the significance of social media, specifically TikTok, to me is insane. Like, as silly as it sounds, it's a big part of my life. And not even just because I'm a content creator, but also because like I'm on it all the time. I use it as a search engine. Like, I use it to help me with my homework. I learn things. Like, the only reason I know anything about the news or the California fires or anything is from TikTok. I'm not checking the news. I'm not reading the newspaper. And the amount of people that like actually get income from TikTok, including me, how am I supposed to pay for my college? college. Like social media and specifically TikTok like funds my entire life. For those family channels that like genuinely use TikTok as like a source of income, you're gonna pay for their bills. I just think that we're all joking about it, but if it actually happened, like we'd go insane.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
Good morning, everyone. Get ready with me while we talk about what's going to happen if TikTok does get banned. So, short version is if TikTok does get banned, then you will find me on Instagram, YouTube, and Snapchat. My username for my Instagram is Beanie and Katarina, like it is here, and that's the same for my YouTube, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to change it by the end of the month to Katarina Fink, just so it's even and the same on everything, and on Snapchat, it's Katarina Fink. In all transparency, if TikTok does get banned, I feel like it will be very sad. Obviously, like all of you, I've built such a strong community here with you guys, and this is the first platform that I actually grew on about a year ago, which is just crazy. But I do believe that if one thing goes, another good thing will come. So I know that we'll find each other in another platform to communicate in another way. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be posting online somewhere. So it's not too much of a concern to me because financially, this is my full-time job, social media, and TikTok is just one of the platforms that I focus my time on and one of my main platforms. But I do think that it'll allow me to focus more time on things that I want to grow this year, which is YouTube and my Snapchat. My goal this year is to make videos every single week, vlogging just like a day in the life videos of what happens with mom and I and just what I'm doing in my life with everything going on. I'm a very positive person, so I do think that something good will come out of TikTok being banned, you would say. But I will miss you guys and know that you will find me anywhere else. The same username. It's also in my bio if you want to go check that out. But regardless, this app has really changed my life. Like, this was the one app that I started to create a following on in a community. Some of you have been here since the beginning when I was posting videos of me and Beanie when I first got her. So I just really appreciate you guys sticking around and helping me grow with who I am and sharing just like what's going on in my life, because this is a great outlet for me to be able to express that and kind of get feedback from you guys, which has been so supportive and so gracious. And not to mention have a job that I absolutely love. So with all that being said, I love you guys and I really do hope that TikTok doesn't get banned, but if it does, you know where to find me. I love you and have a great day.
Yeah. And then we have the audacity to say we're oppressed. We get to make money off of just existing. Existing.
Feels so alone so much of the time. TikTok has been so great at just automatically pushing my sad mopey content that I feel like I need to release to function as a human being because I have no one else to talk to the right people who are going through the right things. Some people
Yeah, you see, they treated it as a diary. So, you know, this disappearing is kind of like losing a friend, unfortunately.
say like, oh, just post on Instagram, like just post on Facebook, whatever. Scary. The only people that are seeing that aren't going to be the people going through those same things or who understand it or who the algorithm magically knows I need to talk to. It's going to be solely people who are judging. Not that there's not that here, that's that everywhere, because that is just people, period. But I feel like that's going to be like a very...
Another one, crying. Someone said Elon Musk is in talks to buy it. Let me see. That would be awesome. To buy. Is that true? Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. Okay, I wanted to go through my opinion now. What do I think about TikTok? Now, I think there's pros and cons of banning TikTok. Now, the pros of the pros of TikTok in general as an app. It is really easy to post videos, meaning your A-list celebrities can get the app and you can see a whole different side of them. You get to see, you know, Jennifer Aniston or Selena Gomez just recording a random video in their house. As a con, it also allows a lot of people with zero talent to just exist. Pro, 304s cannot keep their mouths shut. So I have plenty of content. It's amazing. I have a lot to talk about on my show. Con of TikTok, 304s can't keep their mouth shut. So it is a very big OnlyFans funnel. Pro, you can find out catfishes easier. Have you ever wondered if that girl you follow on Instagram is as hot as you think she is? Go to her TikTok because they don't put near as much makeup on to take a TikTok video. So my personal opinion on the matter is It's probably better for society if it doesn't exist. But I think the genie's out of the bottle. There's no going back. The same way it's probably better for birth control, if birth control didn't exist. But the genie's out of the bottle. I mean, how have conservatives stopped abortion by protesting it for 70 years? I got better things to do. And I also need to get these clips. So society's burning anyway, literally. Look at California. I think that people are naive that think that it's not going to keep going the way it's going. If OnlyFans exists, then I think TikTok should exist. I think it's actually quite effed up that we're talking about banning TikTok before OnlyFans. And TikTok is a very liberal app. And I know this because when I was on TikTok, I did vlog content. Stupid stuff. I was like young, right? And I got banned when I started doing real content. So I started doing street interviews, giving my opinions on political topics. But what actually got me banned was I was in England and I was doing a street interview, and this interview was at night. And there's a woman that said that her life was so hard because as a woman, she can't walk home alone at night. I'm thinking we're both walking alone at night. And this woman is ready to fight me. I mean, she's like growling at me. Like she's this overweight British lady. And I said, men can't walk home alone at night either. They're more likely to be victims of a violent crime. She knocks the mic out of my hand and tries to attack me. I had a guy friend there, and she said, "I'll have you, you slag. I'll have you, you slag." I didn't know what a slag was. I was new to England, but I knew I was being insulted. Turns out that was a whore. I did not know what it meant. And so I said, "Well, you're a whale." She's objectively fat. I mean, this is objective. Which I am thinking about bringing back whale merch. So, if you guys have an opinion on that, put it in the chat. But yeah, they banned me on TikTok because I called her a whale, even though she called me a slag first. That's how gynocentric. I couldn't even say an objective fact. And really, it wasn't even an insult because whales are beautiful, majestic creatures. So, I want to get like a beware of whale shirt. Maybe I could put that ladies thing on it. Can I get sued for that?